And then he wrapped a baseball bat around my head. I think I slept that night with things against the door so that no one could walk in. There were times as a care leaver I went 3 to 4 days without eating. Like, that's not okay. Like, you can't just be forgotten about as a person. Whatever, you just go dead inside and then move on. And like, you just fix it. You don't wallow in it, you just fix it. I didn't have a support network outside of like social services. No, I don't look to victimize myself by identifying as a care leaver. Like, I wasn't a care leaver in nightclubs. I wasn't a care leaver in like that down the pub. When you see other people selling drugs and making good money, yeah, you want to do it. A couple of different decisions made, it would have gone that way. I remember at Key 2, they were giving £50 each on allowance. All that it meant was these people could buy cigarettes, fags, weed, and tobacco and alcohol, but I couldn't have internet. If I wanted to, I could jump on the street now and buy an eighth of weed, and that's easier than getting video games and like doing my education. So I think we got it twisted, and all it would have had to have been was someone introduced me to a stack of cash, or someone introduced me to a couple of girls. And that's a ridiculously fragile scenario. Social services or whoever needs to be there to sort of educate people so they can make their own decisions, because they're gonna. The best thing you can do is inform that decision, not make it for them. If you want to create a good citizen, like, you need to give them good opportunities. I think with certain things, foster kids just take things in their stride. We just don't see it for the positives that it is. Like, I can be fearless in front of people, and that just comes from my background. The stigma for being a foster kid was horrific. You're compounding all these beliefs that they're not going to get up to anything. I was voted as a kid that was going to end up in McDonald's. So after getting kicked out of school, after literally being labelled an absolute waste of life, my dean at the business school in year 1 introduced me to the head of Gloucester Services as the best student we have at business school. I worked my ass off and built a reputation from a little to actually being someone that was revered as someone that's going to do something, even through depression, through self-harm, through everything. I was one of the 30 students from hundreds of students at business school to get a placement. I was one of 6 or 7 students to get like an award at the end of the year, and I graduated with a first. And I just, like, all of that put together, if I could do that in university, what I could have done in school, what I could have done in sixth form in college, if I knew at 18 how valuable I was as an apprentice and what kind of career I could earn by the time I was 25, 26, like, how did I not know about that? Like, that's crazy. I never look back on it, because like, until I just spoke to you, I just wouldn't have put it into words like that. Getting that first class degree and getting special honours on graduation from my university, like, no one thought that was coming from me. And that has to be my favourite achievement and the thing that I'm most proud of.